Bennett,
Yes.
what's up with you, Magoo? Oh, you got the cool backdrop.
Yeah.
That looks like a that looks like a penis beside you.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
I'm really not trying to I'm really not trying to say that. I'm just thinking I can't take my eyes off of it. What is it?
It's an umbrella.
That's an umbrella?
Yes. It's
That
just
is the most
it's just very dark out.
that is the most penile looking umbrella I may have ever seen. Oh, what a great way to start a workshop. That is crazy. You're still at your grandma's, eh?
Yeah, I'm coming over every Monday for the foreseeable future, so here we are.
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, I think I said this last week, but she must really appreciate that.
Hmm. I I know like I partially get a lot out of it too. I get to hang out with my nana. I get away from my parents, so that's always nice.
Love it. Wow, that's very cool. Right on. How was your week or weekend?
Uh, Pretty good. Got a lot of editing done. Did more schoolwork. My final week for final exams coming up, so
Oh, wow. How's that feel?
uh awful. I'm probably 50-50 chance on whether or not I completely like just skip next week. So
Oh, fair enough. Wow. So you got a bunch coming up. Well, your edits were fantastic. Here, let me just go over here to
good
Silent Night.
to hear.
Can you see it okay? Is that
Yep,
okay?
yep, we're good.
Perfect. Okay, let me just grab my glasses because apparently I'm blind. All right. Good. This is turning into one of your strongest chapters, in my opinion. Love the switch here. This is literally the only red in the whole page, and it's not even a negative. It's just a suggestion. What I thought might have been really fun, and this is where I thought you were going this. First of all, love the switch. Magic is about mana control and intent. I think you wanted to say you bend. You bend
Yeah,
your mana in a specific shape to apply a specific effect. So for your first lesson, you're going to take this wand and learn how to pull mana out of your mana pool. So my first thought is, do all of us non-magical readers a favor. I know you want 100% of your audience to be people who know what that means, but it's also like a super funny opportunity to get super funny. Like she says, you're going to pull mana out of your mana pool. And I can hear her saying, sorry, you want me to pull who's it out of my what's it? Like, what? What does that mean? He says, look, and he doesn't explain it. He just says, look, just do this. Like he's not, in other words, don't go into, and what I thought he was going to do, as I thought, oh my God, this is like the magical equivalent of creating balloon animals, is what
it
I
is.
thought.
It is literally what I thought.
Oh, I
Because it's
love this.
basically that. It just twists the mana into a weird shape, and then the weird shape does a thing.
Yeah, like I would. So my one suggestion I would make, and maybe you do, and I missed it. Yeah, one thing that I thought might be really fun is she goes, well, what like these are the questions I think a person would naturally ask who hasn't used this before. He says, well, like what can I make with it? He says, I don't know. Make a monkey. I don't care. He's just trying to get her busy and occupied, kind of thing like that. So have him talk to her like it's an opportunity for her to behave kind of like a child. It's one of those rare moments you get to get away with it because she's been kind of heroic before. She's about to be super heroic. So like the idea that maybe this is like a child moment. Oh my God, this is like she's even saying, oh my God, it's just like Harry Potter. What can I make? I don't know. Is it, like if she said pull mana out of your mana pool, do what? Look, it's basically balloon animals, magical balloon animals. Just do that. I would say that. He goes, oh, does that mean I can can I make a horse? Ramona, knock yourself out, right? Like that kind of a thing. And then, oh, kind of thing. That's the only little thing I would do is just give this her, like literally refer to it as like a magical balloon animal. Love the way you ended this section. This is fantastic. Um, I think you can just not change a thing. This is great. And I love the way Dick is sort of accusing. That is so cute. The way you do that. You really missed your calling. You should have been a teacher, And I can hear, and I like that Julia says shut up rather than go fuck yourself. And I know that was a suggestion. You had that written already, but I feel like Julius 9 times out of 10 would say go fuck yourself, but it plays into the kind of the childlike moment. It's sort of like it shows that he's kind of got this conscious or unconscious sort of respect for the moment. Like shut up. Shut up is more effective than shut the fuck up. Good. I love all of this. This is strong too. Um, Played with her wand. I would have her make a couple of, like maybe make her do a couple of things that are just really basic. Like to me, I always personally, excuse me, I wouldn't mind if she like, did a couple of things that were like legit or whatever else. But this is cool too. You could leave this just the way it is. It's clean, it flows, it's so good.
Well, it's going out next week, so any changes I don't have to make are good changes.
Yeah, no, these are fantastic. All of this is strong. Um, very smooth. All of this down here, even the way he's talking, you let her go off alone. This still feels a bit long, but that's okay. You can keep it. Get back in the house. Get the fuck back in the house. Don't go inside. Felt
That's
a
a
bit.
reference to something else as well, so part of the reason I kept it.
Oh, fair enough. Absolutely. So verdict is for me. First of all, this is not a choice between a good and a bad. I'm going to suggest you use one in this scene and that you keep the other
Oh
absolutely
no, both
again
powers are
later.
definitely coming in. It's just funny thing is I
Good.
actually used version 2 first, and then I couldn't come up with any other power ideas. So you know what I did? I looked at my style sheet for druid powers. You know
Mm-hmm.
what's listed there? Ramona's abilities. Starts with aura growth, tree talk, bark skin, death corpse blooms, and blood vines. Literally following in exact lists.
That's fantastic. Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Solar Beam's technically the last power she's supposed to get, but blood vines and corpse blooms aren't exactly very pretty.
Well, and to me, there are also things that suggest. I mean, whether this is true or not. First of all, the solar beam is just it's visually strong, it's quick, it's simple, and it gives you that moment. And I'm done, and it just works for me. Then I read version 2, and I thought, oh, this is really cool. This feels like totally apart from the order you sent it. It feels like this would be a more evolved, and I want to see her go be big and loud and kind of showy the first time. This whole thing where is like
Solar Beam is kind of like your ultimate attack. It's designed to punch through a really big enemy. This is supposed to kill a city.
okay.
This is what you
Well,
use on a billion really weak opponents.
mhm.
Solar Beam is what you use against like a god or a titan or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and if one is the key to me is simply she's just had a wand. So to me, what's the logical extension of somebody who's just been doing this? My brain that doesn't have as much exposure to these kinds of things, my brain felt like this sort of solar beam thing was a natural thing to come from somebody who's playing with a wand. But again, it depends on who you're writing the story for. They're both great.
I
I think
think I might go
both
with
great.
Corpse Bloom and Blood Vines for two reasons. One, it follows the literal list I made for druids.
Hmm.
So there's that kind of visceral satisfaction from that. Two, I can put in Solar Beam later in this episode.
Okay,
Also,
sure.
Solar Beam is supposed to be like, an actual beam, not just
Hmm.
spray everywhere.
Fair enough. Now, this is the thing that I think a majority of publishers would encourage you to consider. Again, this is not a right or a wrong. I would 1000% end the chapter with this before not him picking the body up, but him running to her side and going, oh my God. And then seeing the locusts are coming, for example, in this one or whatever. And I would save everything from after shit as he raced to Ramona's side. I would put that at the top of the next chapter. Um, there's a logic to both that you would say, oh, no, I got to have this at
I have
the
no
end.
problem with that. No
Yeah,
problem whatsoever. Like
I think to me,
for
it's
one
more
thing that adds
exciting.
more words to the next chapter. Um, oh yeah, that also helps me later because the current chapter I'm working on is too short. I was trying to figure out ways to extend it, so
Oh, perfect.
if I just move everything down a bit, that gives me more room to work with.
Yeah, because it's a stronger hook. It's a stronger hook if she's just done this, and like Julius has to have the reaction first, though. I think this is what you have here is perfect. It can't just be that she does this. It's that Julius has to see her do that and go, what am I looking at here? And I love that you include that in here. It's so he's got to have that moment of what the, and then be like, okay, and run to her side. It not only does it get you out in a stronger hook, not only does it do what you just said, it gives you more to add to the next thing. But now, because I love what you're doing with Daybreak, I didn't get a chance to finish it, but I'm going to continue to go through it. Daybreak's All of this is great. If now he's protecting her and taking care of her and saving her and all of that, and then we go into this conversation where, because he's just shown, I'm assuming, based on what I little I know of Julius, but certainly what you and I have talked about, him showing any kind of caring and affection is not either natural to him, or if it is, it's not his tendency to show it. Right. So he's what I feel he's doing here is he's just helped her. He obviously cares about her, and then he immediately has to pull back emotionally because that whole thing. This all works. The couple of spelling mistakes, that's okay. Love the line. The only one little thing I would suggest, totally up to you. We'll talk about it later. Thanks for being here. Yeah, well, it'll be massively inconvenient for me if you died. Mountains of paperwork. That was a great line. What didn't connect with me is it's immediately followed by, oh, they're mad at each other again. To me, what I think would be potentially more interesting, he says that, yeah, well, it'd be massively inconvenient for me if you died. Mountains of paperwork. He's trying to act all matter of fact and cold about it, but she knows better. The reality is he just saved her life. Now, to be fair, she saved his too, but this is
no, Julius wasn't in any danger. He's immortal, remember?
fair. But she knows. So he has just literally been there for her, like a father, like a brother, like a whatever. So I have a feeling that he could be all cold and gruff about it as he walks away. But instead of her eye twitching and thinking about punching him and all of that, because we've seen that already, I get it. I feel like this would be a moment where it would be more interesting if she sort of goes, I see you, dude. Plus, my suggestion would be to go right from, well, it would be massively inconvenient for me if you died. Mountains of paperwork, Julia said. He sounded gruff, but Ramona knew better, period. She smiled silently to herself. Then I would go straight to, I have to admit, kid, I'm a little proud of you. I'm glad I would go right to that line. I would cut all of this negative and go right to that. Kudos, dude. This is smooth. This
so the trauma part works okay.
Yes. Because I'm like, oh, thank you, dude. Julius, thank you. We needed a break from the banter. Come back to it later for sure. But when it's always snarly, dying, it's like it gets exhausting. This is important, which is not a critique of you, but any book that would do that. This is solid. This is exactly what my heart and my brain needed to happen in the conversation. And I only got down to how much do you remember of your experience with the locust. So I'm going to continue to read onward from there.
Yeah,
this is a solid
change. I think I included a description of what she did specifically. If we scroll down a bit and see like the orange part, the highlighted part somewhere. There we go. Yeah, that's describing what she did.
Ooh, this is good. And again, if you choose Solar Beam later on in the story, take all of what you're writing here. I like this. The idea that she's like, what happened? And he's like, that's what a solar beam, that's perfect. The way you're writing that is perfect, dude. That's what a solar beam unleashed looks like. Yes.
Ramona's very much like the big gun, for lack of a better word. Julius is much more devastating in one-on-one fights.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because he can touch you and then transmute your arm into its base materials.
Very cool.
So,
that's so cool, man. I love your imagination. This works. And so that would be the only thing. So I'll send you these notes, but I'm going to keep reading on and finish this. But as far as I'm concerned, you're going to be doing it anyway. This, previous chapter, it's put to bed with whatever additional changes you want to make to it.
Just a few minor changes, and then it's going out next week. So we're probably not. I don't think we're going to review that unless something really weird happens. We're not reviewing this again.
Yeah, I think you're. Yeah, I'm 100%.
It's great because now I have a little more breathing room. I'm probably going to immediately lose it, but it's always nice to have.
No, but your pacing is really good, Hayden. You've even with it's inevitable. We're gonna spend more time on some chapters, and others are going to be ready to rock and roll after a couple of passes. I'm 100% behind you doing whatever you want to with the first chapter. Daybreak, I'm going to dig into a little bit more, but I love the idea that you take that tag at the end of the previous chapter, throw it at the top of the first chapter, and the whole tone and tenor of the conversation between Julius and Ramona. I've been waiting for that conversation from the very beginning. It's earned at this point in the story. We've seen the banter and the before. This feels appropriate. It feels right. It feels like something we needed. And you can go back to the banter as we go,
Oh yeah, definitely.
But meanwhile, but the banter, even banter should mature and evolve, because if it's just the same, and you already, I'm sure, to into this, if it's just the same kind of banter that we saw in a previous chapter, we're not seeing them grow. Like even buddy cop stories, that was sort of what this is mimicking. You know, they still snarl at each other, but you can see that they're working better together. You can see that they're feeling closer together, even though they may not say it verbally, right?
Mhm.
So as long as I'm seeing that, that's the one thing I'll be looking for, because I suspect your reader will be as well. Well done, man. This was a great week.
I'm, I'm glad. That's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
full steam ahead. I'll send the notes to you here right away.
Perfect.
And quick one, let me just look at this. Next week I'll be in California.
Okay.
We go. So I may need to. Are you okay if we skip a week and bank that and come back on the 17th?
Sure. I get. Well, to be perfectly honest, I'm going to be doing my finals, so this is probably for the best.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Is that next week
This
that
is
that's
it's
happening?
this week.
Holy moly. Okay, so then you don't have to be worrying about doing much writing this week. If you're okay with it, then we'll just bank it, and I'll keep record of it, and we'll pick it up again on the 17th. Is that okay with
Sure.
you?
No problem.
Okay, excellent work, man. Proud of you.
No problem. See you in 2 weeks then.
You betcha. Yeah, and I'll throw out a reminder when we get closer to it.
Okay. Oh, no, I gotta get the mouse. Bye, Paul.
Take care. Bye bye.